No, I have to ask you a quick Wonder Woman question.
Yeah.
You said recently that you have an idea for what Wonder Woman 3 will look like.
Yeah.
Do you see it being another period piece, or would we perhaps see Diana in the future?
I don't. I'm not set, but I'm not dying to do another period piece in like. It was funny. I read the article today about like whether it would be in the future or what it would be. I'm not.
It was our article, actually.
Oh, was it? Yeah. Was it? Oh, it's a great idea.
I didn't write it, but it was.
Oh
our
yeah,
team,
no, exactly. It was great. It was a great idea. It's not. It's definitely one of the things we've talked about. I'm not pining to put it in the past again, because then where are you going to go? I think it would be weird. You have to go forward. So it's definitely a contemporary story. That's all I can say. And so where we put it and how that gets figured out, I haven't totally nailed down.
Now, obviously, Wonder Woman had huge success, and most recently, Aquaman.
Yeah.
James Wan. I'm curious because it kind of makes sense that for you or him to direct a Justice League movie. Does that interest you at all?
You know, the Justice League movie, I find those movies to be extremely challenging. I think they're fantastic when they're well done. But taking on all of those characters at the same time in the timeline, I sort of hope that we don't do a Justice League movie for a little while, because I think that each of those characters are really great. And I'm super excited to see each of their movies. And then I want to see Aquaman too, and I want to see Flash, and I want to, so I don't know. You never know. I would never say never, but I think that I think everybody should have a moment to shine right now.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. We've just been talking about Aquaman 2, but surprise, surprise, there's going to be a Wonder Woman 3 if you didn't already think there was going to be one, and confirmed Justice League 2, but with a couple caveats, so we got to break this down. I'll also explain what's going on with the other sort of DC movies that they've been planning, like the Flash movie and the Green Lantern Corps movie, and what some of the big changes they're going to make based on what people have been saying about that next Justice League movie. We'll do a new round of the Amazon giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a Wonder Woman related comment on the video. So first big thing, we'll talk about Wonder Woman 1984 and Wonder Woman 3, then I'll talk about the Justice League stuff. What's going on in this? Patty Jenkins is confirming Wonder Woman 3 is a real thing. I mean, after the box office of the first movie, a trilogy was a foregone conclusion, but if you don't remember, they took their sweet ass time locking her down as the director of Wonder Woman 1984. They'd already signed Gal Gadot to a multi-picture deal, no big surprise there, but Patty Jenkins had only been signed on for that first Wonder Woman film. It was so successful, she is probably going to get paid some serious cash for any other sequels that they do. Same thing also just happened for Ryan Coogler with the Black Panther franchise. It kind of happened with Robert Downey Jr. way back when he did that first Iron Man film. They paid him like a tiny little bit of money for that first film. Then by the time Age of Ultron rolled around, I think he was earning $50+ million between all of his participation and upfront money. It just got really crazy. The other big thing that they get when they renegotiate deals like that is directors usually get total creative control of movies. And on that first film, Zack Snyder is still credited on the script and he was still a producer. Separately this weekend, Chris Pine has done a bunch of interviews talking about Wonder Woman 2 and Steve Trevor. I'll talk about the returned fanny pack version of Steve Trevor in a second, because there are actually some pretty solid rumors about what's going on with his character. But the most interesting things that Patty Jenkins talks about is that Wonder Woman 3 being set during present day, she confirms no more period films set during the past. That's what she means by saying that it'll be contemporary, meaning that the events of that movie will be happening concurrently with what's happening in the Aquaman franchise and in the Flash movie. The only other film that I know of that's being set during the past is going to be Matt Reeves' Batman film, which is supposed to be a story from earlier in Batman's career when he was still back in his 20s, because Ben Affleck Batman was closer to his 40s. She also confirms they're definitely doing the Flash movie. We already knew about Aquaman 2, which she already mentions, and they're definitely doing Justice League 2, which a lot of us weren't really sure about. Like, you kind of assume, like, oh, they've got to do it at some point, but she's just saying, oh yeah, it's definitely going to happen eventually. But she's also asked about her or James Wan possibly directing that Justice League sequel, because as of right now, they're like the two golden children of the DC Universe directors stable. So I'll go on record as saying that I don't think that she would be the one to direct Justice League 2, not because they wouldn't ask her to do it, mostly because I think she would decline for the reasons that she talks about during that interview there. Too many characters to balance, too many things that can go wrong. That's why she says the big team-up movies are great when they work well, quote-unquote, referencing the debacle of the first Justice League film. So she's also confirming, tangentially, the plan to develop each of the separate characters in their own movies. Then, early prediction, after we get a Green Lantern movie, Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart are proven successes. Then they do another Justice League movie, and depending on how successful successful all the other characters' sequels are, they lean into the bigger team-up stories of each of those characters. So there are really big cosmic Green Lantern stories like War of Light that you could use for your big Justice League movies, but that only works if the Green Lantern Corps movie winds up being a success. Like if it doesn't do well, then obviously they don't want to double down on that. Second early prediction, what they'll probably do is play it safe, try to keep things as simple as possible, and they'll just do Injustice League, Legion of Doom with mostly the pre-established Earth-based villains like Deathstroke, Lex Luthor, Black Manta, Ocean Master, and any other big Batman villains that pop up between now and then. Proven villains that work well in the DC universe that people like and just have it be more of an Earth-based film. Then if things go really well with Justice League 2, for the whatever third film winds up being, then they do more cosmic stories. There is a New Gods movie that they're still making, but I think that's going to be relatively self-contained. If it does really, really well, maybe they'll start to do more cosmic stuff with the New Gods in the Justice League films. But here's the thing, you probably heard the schedule for a lot of these movies has already changed a lot. So remember when they announced all those sequels a long time ago, you just have to kind of throw that out and assume that they're not going to hit any of those dates. They've delayed Wonder Woman 1984. It's not coming out till summer 2020. They haven't said anything about the Flash movie or the Green Lantern Corps movie in a little while, but the Flash movie was delayed a little while ago so that Ezra Miller could shoot the next Fantastic Beasts film, then he would shoot the Flash movie. So as of right now, there's no way they're going to start shooting that Flash movie till at least next year, give them about a year to turn it around, meaning the Flash movie isn't dropping till at least 2021. So early prediction for the next Justice League movie, it happens in say like 4 or 5 years, 2023, 2024. And in order to make it feel very different from the first Justice League film, you cycle the roster just a little bit, meaning that because we'll have already had our Green Lantern Corps movie, hopefully it's a success, you put Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, on the team, he's your tie to cosmic stories, and whoever our new Batman winds up being after the Matt Reeves Batman movie. I still think that Henry Cavill is going to try and come back and be Superman, but I think by that time, we'll have had our new Batman already. What I'm hoping is that by this summer at Comic-Con, they'll have announced who's directing the Green Lantern Corps movie. They'll have a script at least partially done, and the movie can shoot next year for a possible 2021 release, and it can be sort of like that Aquaman-style, huge, big James Cameron-looking Avatar-style movie for outer space. You have to remember the biggest thing people have been talking about in the Aquaman movie is how strong the visuals are. So just expect future DC movies, when appropriate, to lean in that direction, like big, bright, glitzy with amazing action scenes. The last thing we heard about the Green Lantern Corps movie is that Geoff Johns is writing it, and it's going to be a buddy cop movie literally because Green Lanterns are space police. Circling back around to Wonder Woman 1984 and all those Steve Trevor rumors, the best one I've seen so far is that Pedro Pascal is playing a version of Maxwell Lord who's searching the world for archaeological artifacts that'll help him attain godlike power. He hires Minerva, Cheetah, played by Kristen Wiig's character, to hunt down the artifacts Indiana Jones style. One of them curses her and she turns into comic book Cheetah. She goes after him for revenge, and then he turns to Wonder Woman to help deal with the problem. And as a way to entice Wonder Woman to help him, because he's kind of a dirtbag, he offers to bring back Steve Trevor using his power and the artifacts. So just looking at the promo pictures they've released of him so far, he is definitely dressed like classic comic book Maxwell Lord in that suit, so that could be what's going on. He's a powerful telepath in the comics, so there are a number of ways he could manipulate Wonder Woman or even just manipulate her mind with Steve Trevor. But the really interesting thing that Patty Jenkins, Chris Pine, and Gal Gadot have all said, talking about Steve Trevor, is that it is the original version of Steve Trevor legit come back to life. He's a physical person walking around with a fanny pack, not knowing what the hell is going on in this mall. So Chris Pine said that his arc initially during Wonder Woman 1984, when he does come back, is a reversal of Wonder Woman's arc at the beginning of her first movie. She was the fish out of water in World War I era London. This time, he'll be the fanny pack wearing fish out of water, trying to acclimate to all the weirdness of the 80s when he comes back in this Washington, D.C. area. This is him talking about that fanny pack.
With Patty Jenkins on this,
I did, yeah.
Who directed Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And you were going to be in the next Wonder Woman movie?
Yeah.
Even though I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's been out for a while, even though you're really reincarnated or something, I guess.
Something happened, I can't tell you, but I'm back.
It's called Wonder Woman 1984 because it is set in 1984. What's your opinion of the fanny pack after wearing one for this movie?
I gotta tell you something, I love a fanny pack.
I'm with you. I like a fanny pack, too.
You know why I like the fanny pack? incredible storage space. Your pants are not weighted down by unnecessary baggage, right? And this is also why I'm investigating a new thing, which is the suspender.
Let me know in the comments though, how do you think he comes back? Because there has got to be some godlike power in play to physically bring him back from death. We got a whole bunch of Super Bowl trailers coming up real soon. I'm not expecting a Wonder Woman 1984 trailer, but I do think there's going to be new Avengers Endgame and a bunch of Marvel stuff. Leave all your requests in the comments below. Click here for my brand new Spider-Man Far From Home Sinister 6 trailer video, and click here for my brand new Game of Thrones Season 8 video. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.